Hello, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing great in your lives by accepting new challenges and moving forward. So, through this YouTube channel, I am aiming to provide accessible and informative content on various legal topics. Basically, my goal is to help you understand the law and its implications in everyday life, whether you are a student, professional, or simply someone who wants to know more about legal system. So, if you are interested in learning about the law and staying informed about legal developments, subscribe to our channel. What is data protection? What measures YouTube channel owners and corporates need to keep in mind while performing the day-to-day professional activities? So, let's begin. Data protection laws are laws and regulation that govern how organizations collect, use, store, and share personal data. Personal data refers to any information that can be used to identify an individual, such as their name, address, phone number, email address, and other sensitive information like health or financial data. The purpose of data protection law is to ensure that individuals have control over their personal data and that organizations collect and use it in a responsible and transparent manner. So, data protection laws protect the personal data of individuals, including their name, email address, physical address, and any other information that can be used to identify them. If you operate a YouTube channel, which is the main focus of this video, and collect data from your subscribers or viewers, you need to ensure that you comply with relevant data protection laws, such as Journal Data Protection Regulation, in short GDPR, in the European Union, the California Consumer Privacy Act CCPA in the US, and others in different jurisdictions. As a YouTube channel operator, you need to be transparent about how you collect and process personal data. This means that you must inform your viewers or your subscribers the type of data you collect, why you collect it, and how you use it. And one more thing, who you share it with. You may need to obtain their explicit consent to collect and process their data for certain purposes. It's also important to ensure that you have appropriate technical and organizational measures in place to protect personal data from unauthorized access, loss, or destruction. This may include using secure passwords, encryption, and regularly backing up your data, which is very important and very general. You may also need to appoint a data protection officer, DPO, to oversee your data protection practices depending on the size and nature of your channel and your data protection activity. So, in short, summary of this whole point is, if you operate a YouTube channel, you need to ensure that you comply with data protection laws by being transparent about how you collect and process personal data, obtaining consent, as I told you, when necessary, and implementing appropriate technical and organizational measures to protect personal data. Now, coming to key principles for data protection in MNCs and startups. So, data protection laws, as I told you, apply to all organizations that collect and process personal data, including business, government, non-profit, individuals. So some data protection laws have extraterritorial effect, which means that they apply to organizations located even outside their jurisdiction if they collect or process personal data of individuals in that jurisdiction. So the well-known data protection law is the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, which was implemented by European Union in 2018. So the GDPR applies to all organizations that collect and process personal data of individuals in the EU, regardless of where the organization is located. So data protection law differ from country to country, but they generally share some key principles. And these key principles includes transparency and consent. Organizations that collect personal data must inform individuals about the purpose of data collection and how the data will be used. They must obtain the individual's explicit consent and collect and process their data. Consent must be freely given, specific, informed, and unambiguous. Second point is purpose limitation. Organization must collect and process personal data only for specific, legitimate purposes. They cannot use the data for purposes that are not related to the original purpose for which it was collected. Data minimization. Organization must collect the minimum amount of personal data necessary to achieve the purpose for which it was collected. They cannot collect more data than is necessary. Accuracy. Organizations must take reasonable steps to ensure that personal data is accurate and up to date. They must correct or erase any inaccurate or incomplete data. Storage limitation. Organizations must not keep personal data for longer than necessary. They must delete personal data when it is no longer needed for the purpose for which it was collected. Security. Organizations must take appropriate technical and organizational measures to protect personal data from unauthorized access, loss, or destruction. They must ensure that personal data is kept confidential, and they must notify individuals and authorities in case of a data breach. Last is accountability. Organizations must be accountable for their data protection practices. They must document their data processing activities, appoint a data protection officer, a DPO in some cases, and conduct regular data protection impact assessments.